we're going to look at cabinet locks this week. We've got a horrible, tricky one, and I'll show you the make in a minute. That's the fitting of the key. It's got a curtain on it, a floating curtain on it as well. It's 6 lever, and it's 1, 2. You got to pick it twice, but on the first pick, once you've gone 1 rotation, you can depress the latch. So that's the point where you'd yeah, you get a bit of metal like that, you drop it in and yeah, I don't need to talk about that anymore. That's what I'd do. I wouldn't pick it twice, but you have to find out first. This will be set in a drawer or a till or a cabinet. So okay, and then the second one, okay, we'll lock it up. So locked up, that latch will not push back into the lock. 1, you can. 2, it'll pick it up. Okay, you can take it out and it's still depressed, but why would you want to? It's not key retaining. So now it is in. Okay, that is in the locked position. I'll just show you. 1, press. 2, pick up, rotate. 1, still press, rotate. 2, locked. Right, get the plug-in key out. So there you go. Wish me luck. So we've got a lot of different cabinet locks. I have got a beautiful collector's item. Never seen one like it. Cost me a lot of money, and it's going to be this prize draw, and we'll talk about that if I can ever get this lock open. Right, so we're going to use this padlock pick set with this. It's a 4mm with an upstand on it. Okay, we're going to drop him in. What else we need to use is a wire. Oh, let's try and focus. I've got mucky hands, and I'll show you one in a minute. After we pick this, with quite a steep curve on it to overcome that deep curtain. Okay, so I'm going to drop him in. We'll spin him all the way around. Make sure we get in the right position. There we go. So we know that's all locked up. That's not going anywhere. So we've got to pick it at least once. The other problem I've got is, as you can see, it's really tight on the actual levers are sitting tight on the curtain. Okay, so we're going to have to do a bit of okey pokey, make sure all the way in there. And we're going to do a lot of jigging about. This is going to be a long video, it's not going to be easy. So the first one is to actually do nothing. The second one, hear it? Don't need a bit more. The third one, a bit of a clunk. The fourth one, a bit of a clunk. The fifth one's as tight as you can be. And sixth one's the same. 6 is the same. I can't get a number at the back. The tighter. So I need something at the front to move first. Take that bolt back a little bit. A bit more then on 3. 4. 5 still tight. 6 is still tight. 1 is tight now. 1 push me back. I can feel the tool pull back. So 1 seems to be quite a low one. 2. 3 a bit on 3. 4. 5. 1 is tight. Leave 1 where he is. He's tight there. 2. 3. See how it sticks on that curtain. 4, bit of movement then on 4. It's only a tiny amount though. It's sticking on the top of the curtain. 5 still tight. 6 still tight. Put a fair bit of pressure on this lock now. 1's got a bit more of a jiggle on it. 2's tight now. 3. There you go. So it pop. So at this point now, we can drop them all the way around. Get my old doodah wire out. We can now depress it, but you'd have to pick it again so you can throw the bolt. But as I said, in this situation, I would always try that method first. We don't need to go into that much more. Okay, so this is a beautiful Nicholson, and it's telephone leads. You think they're still there at 29.74? Maybe not. English 6 lever. It is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful lock. And we'll open it up. It's a pig to put back together again, but we'll do it. It's got these flat screws on it. So I ain't going to pick the bugger twice, because you'll be saying, come on, Anne, that's some long video, that is. Don't lose the screws. Don't lose the screws. Right. Uno. Dos. Tres. Right. Oh. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Don't jump out at me. You can see that great big bloody curtain. What got in here? Not a great deal. Great big bloody curtain there. And right. There they all are. Sitting fine, as you can see. We've picked it into the middle section. There's the front, we're on the middle. Now we have to pick it once more for it to pick that bolt up and pull it back, but we can still activate that at that point. We should attempt, and I don't know where I'll put the key. I don't really like doing this, but we'll attempt to try. Oh, will it try and throw it back without me losing everything? It's just the key don't sit quite right. So we're going to sit it into that position there. There you go. Key's picked up, and that'll be all the way open, as we know. But there you go. And there you go. We've got it on the first chamber. And at that point, as you can see, you can't push that bolt back. So that was a beautiful, beautiful lock. This bugger weren't cheap. No, but cabinet locks, they're not all simple stuff. Let's not lose that, and all of the bits, because that's worth a few quid, that one is. But I've got something else to show you, something else. And you're going to be impressed, I assure you. Right then. It's all, as you can see, most of it's there. Okay? There's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 levers. That's the one we just took apart, and that's the other part of it. But it's not huge. London, Chubb. Okay. I want to take it apart so I could show you. Now this is a serious, don't lose that. A serious collector's item. So we got Chubb. Makers to His Majesty. Okay, and then we've got Queen Victoria, London. So what a beautiful, beautiful collector's lock that is. It was not cheap, guys. You'll probably cry how much you paid for it, but I think it is a lovely, lovely lock for anybody to own and keep in the collection. This is another one of those one-offs that you don't see very much at all. It is beautiful, and the 6 levers are all over there. The reason is, right, supporters this week, I'm just going to chuck in the support, but I want you to make, whoever wins this, if they can, try, okay, it's a tricky one, to make a tension tool for this particular lock. Now you've got a few restrictions here. One, now it's about, I've measured it all out for you, so to make it a bit easier, a 4mm, that padlock tool will not fit in there. Okay, it's 3.6, you're just going to be able to fit in there, okay? So that's your first problem, 3.6mm to get the bugger in. Your second big problem that you've got is, can you see that there? Not my mucky fingers on my thumb. That there is warding, so you won't be able to sit flat, so you're going to have something cut with a cutout in to drop on that, because that's where the actual stump bolt is for you to pick up and put your tension on that particular stump there. So you're going to have to something with a warding, very warding key on the side, so you can get your wire in and your tension tool in and up on that, and then your wiring to pick those 6 levers. So it's going to be tricky. I'll put it on the bench and I'll get a few more bits and pieces and I'll show you some other stuff. So I'll be back in. Now let's have a bit more in-depth look at cabinet locks. Now they do come in all sorts of shapes and sizes. Some are posted, some are mounted. Obviously for the bolt on the left, and I've got another one round here. this one for the bolt on the right. These are only 2 levers. Then you get others with that sort of latch. I know this is now it's pin type instead of the one's post. So there's about 3 or 4 levers in this one. So that could fit in a drawer or a cabinet. There's that type. Then you get these really classic sort of type. That should bolt goes both through left and right. I'm going to think there's only 3 or 4 levers in there's not many in these ones. Bolt sits sort of quite a wide case. The bolt doesn't quite sit at the back, as you can see. It sits about there. And we'll have a look at these. There's one there. I've got another one here. A similar sort of design. Posted again. Some of these. There's a 4 lever one. Beautiful, beautiful. There's a small, quite post on these now. Quite a tight keyway. I've only got a couple of these left. There's a Chubb one. It's a 5 lever one. It's a right little bugger. You have to throw the bolts to try and get that out. It was off a coin sort of bag, bank coin bag. This sort of lock was on. I don't know if I've got one of these about somewhere. Oh, chucking stuff about. Yeah, here it is. It's from Barclays. That sort of lock, and it's what's left of it. So it was gifted to me a long, long time ago. Obviously, they've cut the top off because they couldn't get out the lock. That was that hasp on the actual top of that coin bag. So that was used in so many different applications. Now, what sort of tools can you use to pick them? Well, these post ones. Let's have a look at this one here. Now, without having to, I'll try there. It's a bit tight. Without having to spend too much of your time making. I mean, you get these off Banggood and places like that. They're about 9 gauge. They're ideal for these sort of cabinet locks. You just need to cut them down. You have to thin that off. So you can see how much I've taken off that. The original piece was a lot wider than that, so you have to thin them down to the locks you're going to use and actually cut the tips off to the locks you're going to use so they match up. And this particular one, I think you push it all the way in, as you can see. We're getting nowhere. So you sort of got to fish round, go all that bolt there, get your next tip in and start lifting those levers up. And there you go. And you'll be able to throw it. With a very simple tool like this, a very inexpensive tool, get hold of that bolt. It drifts off a little bit. It's just sitting right at the back there. So yeah, I manipulate the levers, put a bit of tension on them, and you'll be able to throw it all the way. And open that. And these can be quite handy for quite a few, but not all because there's so many different sizes. Right, we'll move the camera, we'll go over there and we'll look at that beautiful prize draw for the supporters. Okay, so this is the lock for the supporters this week. Makers to His Majesty. Trying to get to focus. As you can see, oh, beautiful, absolutely beautiful Chubb. Right, so I want you to make, whoever does win it, make an effort to try and make a tool for this. Now, you can use, let's have a look. There's something I've made similar. I knocked this up today. It didn't take too long. Very basic little tool. Made it all out of one piece. This is sort of tool. Now, this one works similar size. So I've built it similar size, but it won't fit this particular lot because of the warding. You'd have to put a nick in it there so you can get around that warding to get underneath to put tension on that bolt. But something very similar to this. Just welded these little handles in. Tiny little, really tiny little pick for cabinets. It's a beautiful lock. I'll put it all back together again. Make sure your bolt stumps there. We'll drop them in. And hopefully it won't take an eon. Just try and get it all back in. There you go, the first one. The springs beautiful on that actual post there. So that's one. Get that in there. Two. some real extremes in here. 3. We're building it. You can see the actual lever pack. Shame I haven't got a key. 4. Get that in there. 5. That in there. 6. So there they all are. And we'll drop that cover. Should fit on there. Find a screwdriver. Hopefully this one's small enough. Sometimes these screws can be a right pick to line up as well. They just sit exact. It's always good if you're getting into picking any sort of lock new that you've not come across before, is take it apart, have a look, and you'll get a better understanding of what you're dealing with. And that's just your front plate. Wherever this was attached to, that would have dropped in there, because now it's, I'll put it in the actual locked position, so that would have dropped in there and hold this bolt in. So that's what that before. So that would be fixed onto a drawer or a locking cupboard like that. So it's a beauty. It's a beauty collector's item, I think. Chubb London. Brilliant. So supporters, got a bit of a gem this week. And again, thank you so much for your support. So if you've got any questions on cabinet locks, just let me know, because there is loads of different tools you can use. And they're all different shapes and sizes. You get some lock I showed you before. That's as tricky as this or as simple as something else to come in so many different shapes and sizes. So guys, stay safe, stay well, and I'll see you all very soon. Ta-da!